Hey guys, hope you're doing well today. So pretty excited about today's video. So as you can see behind me, finally bought me a 4-post lift. So we're going to be getting that assembled, getting it set up today. So follow along and we'll get this done. So after a lot of research, watching videos and such, I decided to go with the K-Tools 11,000 pound 4-post lift. I bought it from Wholesale Lifts out of Bowling Green. A very good company to deal with, very easy. I called them, had a conversation with them. They got lots of different ways to pay. So I was able to pay over ACH, so I didn't have to pay credit card fees. So that was 3% savings on that. So this is how the lift is shipped. It was wrapped in cardboard, but I went on and took that off. So just to give you an idea of how it comes, I think it's just under 2,500 pounds, and it's obviously pretty long. I think it's 16 foot roughly. So if you order one of these, you need to be sure you have the equipment to handle it. So they use the runners to make the top and bottom of this crate. All the parts inside. So let's get this thing uncrated, start getting it put up. All right, one of the things I haven't seen mentioned in any of the videos or instructions, you're going to want to put this on wooden blocks on each end, because to get this runner off, it has the pulleys that extend beyond this piece. So now that's going to allow me to pull this end bracket off each end.
Oh yeah, it's coffee time. Smell it.
Hey guys, I'm back here at Circle K on Madison Street, Clarksville, Tennessee. Figured I'd give them a try again. So, got their coffee. It's the house blend. No cream or sugar. Let's give it a go. We'll give that a 6.8 out of 10. This one may fall off the list. The store gets a little bit nastier each time. It's going downhill pretty quick. So I think Circle K may fall off my coffee route. Back to the video. And then start taking this thing apart. So there's nothing else that's holding. So now I can just pull this top piece off. All right guys, so this is the secondary runner. So it's just a bare runner, but I wanted to show you 556 pounds. So you definitely need some equipment to move this, because this is the lighter of the two. So this runner is heavier. It's got the hydraulic cylinder, the cables, and the pulleys all in there. So it's probably going to be 100 pounds heavier. So just keep that in mind. These cross pieces, 2 people can handle them. They are heavy, but 2 people can handle those. When you get your jacks, they have these rollers. So 2 of them were put in, and the rest of the hardware was laying in the pallet. All of them are laying in the bottom, just like that. But it's pretty simple. Get your roller, your spring, washer, and then on top, another washer and a lock nut. So I just tighten the lock nut all the way down on that shoulder to lock it in place. They look like decent jacks, but there's 0 instructions, which it's pretty simple. So you have your adjustment for whatever width you have your lift set for, and then you have locking bolts, and I got one missing. So everything's on that side. The pump come filled with oil. Be sure you release this vent. So let's get this thing set up. I've already got the other one set up, so we'll get it set on here. So I've pre-measured my distance, and going off the other jack for this one, it was like 4 3/8 right here. I didn't tighten these yet. I want this thing to set in, make sure the wheels are centered, let it settle in place, and then we'll tighten that and find one to install on the other side. So I didn't know which way to position these with the pump. So I'm going to try this orientation. It's easy enough to take them off, flip them around, and I almost think I will flip this one, but I'm going to try it and see first. Figure out the best orientation for these. Here's my complaint. You zoom in here. So this is the rail that the jack's right on. So when you're jacking a vehicle up, this is holding all the weight. So there's a weld about every 2 foot. I don't feel anything underneath. Well, there's a little, yeah, there's a little tack underneath that one, but looky here. This is no good. So that was full of porosity. So to fix it, they just threw a weld on top of it, not even in a joint. That's the only one that I found on this. So that's a little sketchy. And then this is all scratched up because it's the bottom of the pallet, which I understand. So I've gotten paint matched for this. So I'm going to be grinding this out, cutting this out, and re-welding it, and looking over all the welds really good, and then I'll be repainting all this to make it look good. So let me get set up to do that. I'm going to inspect all the welds real quick, and we'll get this thing repaired and 100%. All right, we got all that porosity ground out and the weld on top that was doing nothing. So it looks like to me there was never any fusion at all in these two. So it actually made it easy to grind out. So quick note, if you do have a weld with porosity, you got to get 100% of it out. You can't weld over it. It'll just come right back. So I got all this clean and prepped. So I'm gonna weld this up. I'm using the HTP Freedom 250 Pulse. I got 9010 gas on there. And just to make all the stick welding guys mad, I'm gonna use the MIG gun and do the spray arc process on this. So let's get her welded up. So that punched in there really good. If you never use spray arc with MIG, you gotta have a solid machine to do it with and the right gas. And this is a great machine to do it with. So I've started cleaning everything and checking for burrs. So this is a pretty nasty one here. That'll get you. So I'm gonna go over this ramp really good. This is what I'm using to get rid of those burrs, and we'll be ready to put a coat of paint on this thing. So here's the paint that I got matched. So got it matched at Sherwin-Williams, and there's the information. We'll see how well it matches. If you go to Sherwin-Williams and get them to look under Perfect Fab, I actually named this paint K-Tool. So I would think any Sherwin-Williams around the country should be able to match this, but we'll see how it matches. So I got the ramp painted. The paint's not an exact match. You can see there's a little difference in the sheen. This is, I think, powder coated anyway. And I did brush it, but it is what it is. It's fine. Like I said, it's not an exact match, but it's close enough. So I'm happy with that. Now the last issue, I got my jacks. They're decent jacks, but there's two problems. So this jack is all the way down, and that's like 5¼ inches high. So whatever you're bringing on here, you got to have at least that much clearance. So that's going to be an issue. So I'm going to try to lower this 1.5 inches. I've got some ideas, but you'll just have to keep a lookout for another video on that. And then the other issue with the jacks, you have the pedal to raise it and lower it. So it's really hard to control the lower speed. So I had my van on here, and as soon as I did it, it shot down quick. So there's not a lot of control. It's a relatively easy fix, but I got to put a hydraulic flow control in there. So guys, I hope this video helps. There's a couple more videos on this lift, so I didn't want to copy what they did. I just wanted to bring out my findings. I still believe the K-Tool lift is a good value. It's well worth it for the price. So just a little odds and ends that need to be fixed, with the jacks being the biggest thing. So I've got to overcome that hurdle. But stay tuned for that video. Guys, I appreciate you watching. If you would, give me a like and subscribe. And remember, you were created for a purpose. And we'll catch you on the next one.